All right, I am backstage at Firefly with Speak. How are you guys doing this morning?
Doing great.
How are you?
Doing great.
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
So what are you most looking forward to at Firefly? I know it's still early.
It is. I'm really stoked to see Hearts. I think at 3 maybe. I've been trying to catch them forever, and so today's the day. It's going to be magical.
Absolutely. I feel like these festivals are like kind of class reunions for bands with like summer camp to like catch up.
That's actually exactly
right?
the word that was used yesterday. Yesterday was insane. It was like every band we've ever toured with or are friends with, and it really was like a summer camp vibe. It was pretty wild.
What do you enjoy the most about playing the festival atmosphere?
I think the backstage,
Yeah.
honestly, the hangs.
Just talking to people. I mean, playing the shows is great, but it's almost even better just to get to see people we haven't seen in a while and hang out and catch up.
And there's some great
play
shows.
some ping pong.
Last night, like Cage the Elephant show was insane. And
He was going nuts up there.
yeah, he was going nuts. He's a very like gentle, mild-mannered guy.
I know.
In person, it's a really hilarious transition. But yeah, I mean, we are just inspired every time we come out to festivals like this, you know. In every
What
way.
goes into crafting the stage? I'm always curious, like for each band, like when you go to put together, because the energy that exudes from the stage is just incredible. Like what goes into that process? Even for you
Getting
guys?
psyched. I don't know.
Yeah.
We've been trying on this tour to be like just in the moment as much as possible, and yeah, you know, do the right warm-ups and just.
I mean, it helps to be in the presence of so many other amazing bands. Like that's just It's motivational just to see these guys up there killing it, and just you want to go up there and do the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you can. There's no way to top it, but you try.
You can't top Cage, but go for it.
It's a good like mark to set.
Yeah.
You know, it's like set the bar.
We're setting that bar
It's good.
extremely high.
Real
Yeah.
high.
Yeah.
So, what can you share with me about what you guys are working on right now for this summer?
Well, our album comes out tomorrow. So it's called Petals.
That's like perfect
and that's
timing.
yes, it's amazing
Like-
timing. So that's kind of the main thing we're working on right now is just putting the album out. We're done with this tour, but I'm sure we'll be out later in the summer, and you know, more stuff to come for sure.
So, I mean, can you take me in the recording process for the album and maybe one or two songs in particular and tell me what the mindset was like?
Intense. It was very intense. Yeah, we did the entire album ourselves in terms of production and mixing and everything. So it was just kind of the four of us in the studio, relentlessly.
It's a
hammering
really
away.
different mentality than being on the road or at a festival. It's just the four of us like locked in a little room.
Yeah.
And here we're actually getting to socialize and talk to people and stuff. But doing the record, you just, at least
Hole
for
up
us, we
and-
just closed off and just concentrate on getting the tracks
Do you
done.
feel creatively that's more beneficial though? In what, you know?
Yeah, well, I think it's necessary. I mean,
Right.
we had to spend the time to do it right. And so, you know, it's the only way we could have gotten it done, I think, in the way that we wanted to do it.
Is it ever surprising to you which songs fans will tend to gravitate towards that you had like a feeling about Wong and then they're like, no, I like this song instead?
It really is
So-
actually, yeah. I mean, it's good. I think people have different favorites from the album, which is kind of what we desired. That's always like been my favorite thing about somebody like Radiohead or something, where people will be like, I love this album. This song is so great. And I'm like, well, I love that album too, but I don't like that song at all. Like, this other song is the best. And so far that's kind of been the case with this album is people are gravitating towards different tracks, and there's not like a clear favorite maybe as much as we thought there might be. So yeah, it's been great to see the response. I'm excited for the actual album to be out.
Absolutely. I'm sure fans are like hungry for that too. So.
We got a few fans that have been waiting a long time, and we're happy to finally give them something.
So, I mean, obviously we've seen so many changes in the music industry over the years, with the biggest one being the uprise of social media. How has that been an asset for you as a band?
It's been great. I mean, so we, the biggest example for us is probably SoundCloud, and just getting to see people like sharing the music. So
It's that
so organically, it's
instantaneous
just
feedback too.
Yeah.
It's like comments on little parts of the song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
yeah.
Like
As soon as we leave this interview, we're probably all gonna be back on our phones, like, oh, who's
Checking
who's
Twitter.
checking it now? Who's doing this stuff?
it's really motivating, honestly, because when you spend so much time on an album, you know, you're not really like plugged into the real world.
Yeah.
So being plugged into your fans and people that are appreciating the music is just a really motivating thing. Keeps you kind of moving forward when you get frustrated and you're slamming your head against a wall trying to do a mix or write a lyric or something like that, and then somebody tweets like, I can't wait for this album, and you're like, okay, I gotta give it to him, you know. So it's been great for us. It's been really.
I feel like social media becomes like the electronic handcuff that we all have. You know? It's like
I mean,
we have
it's
to do it.
intense. Yesterday we did an Instagram takeover, and it was like, oh my God, I got an Instagram. You know, it's sort of a it can be intense, but we really love it. Honestly.
I think it's cool though, because fans remember that personal interaction that they have with the band, and it does
absolutely.
stick with them. And I feel like now that shroud of mystery that was around rock and roll has been lifted,
Right.
so now it's like, you know, everybody's a little bit more on equal playing.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I
Exactly.
mean, I think it's fun to be we are equals with like everyone in the world.
We are
It's like
mere mortals.
we are a mere mortal. You know, everyone is a mere
not.
mortal, and it's cool to be able to like just kind of get rid of the pretense of, you know, like, yeah, you're a fan of me, and it's like, no, I'm a fan of you as well because you've supported our music, you know. So we really enjoy it.
So, I mean, back to the songwriting process for a minute. I'm always fascinated by an artist's ability to kind of weave an entire story and invoke an emotion in a 3 to 4 minute time period. What goes into that for the band?
A lot of editing, I think. I mean, we had a lot of stuff that we were, you know, epic arrangements that we trimmed a couple minutes off of and kind of honed in on that, and it was just time, really, just whittling away and you know, trying to focus in on what is like the core thing of this song, the core melody or the core lyric or vibe that we're going for, and try to just nail it, you know, with each track, which is extremely difficult. But
Do you guys ever go back and visit anything, or?
Yeah.
During the course of the record, I mean, there's a few songs that we took 2 years to do, you know, so we started and went back and added
Put them
in.
on the back burner for a time, and then come
yeah.
back to them when we had a little more clarity.
Right, exactly.
Or more skill.
And more skill.
Now that they're done and in the can, though, it feels good. They're sort of out there in the world, or will be as of tomorrow.
You just have to make peace with all of your decisions.
It's like birthing a child.
Yeah.
Letting it go.
Set it free.
It's out of the womb. Yeah. As of tomorrow.
Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes to speak
Yeah,
with
of
me.
course.
I
Thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us.
What does the rest of the summer hold as far as touring? Where are we going to find you guys after Firefly?
Nothing confirmed, nothing announced yet, but I'm
Voodoo.
sure we'll be out. Yeah, we've got Voodoo in October.
That's my favorite.
It's
You
gonna
guys
be amazing.
are going to absolutely love it. Have you been?
We actually played a few years ago, and it was
Okay.
great, and so we're super stoked for that. And yeah, there's definitely stuff on the horizon, but at the moment it's low key. We're keeping it under wraps.
Well, I will see you in New Orleans. So.
Awesome.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Thank you.